Good morning, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of Sadie's Adventures. And this video, we're going to be exploring Sadie and her top daily tips. So we can learn a lot from what dogs do every day and apply that to our own lives. So here we go. It's important to start every day with a good breakfast, and this is no exception for dogs. As you can see, we have this lovely stack of chicken and beef and a little treat at the top that looks like a candle. So before just diving right in to your food, it's important to really smell it, to really appreciate all that fine, delectable goodness that you're about to enjoy. Oh, and I think she's done enjoying it. She's about ready to dive right in. So now she's enjoying a nice, delicious breakfast. As you can see, she is being a polite little lady while she's eating. She's not really smacking too loud and taunting other dogs around her, so it's important to really, when you eat politely. And you didn't see this before, but before she started eating, she was really patient. I sat her on the couch and she didn't beg. She was being a polite little young lady again, just waiting for her food without begging, so she was being a good girl. She's enjoying every bite. Here we have Mr. Rex showing us the importance of being a gentleman and not invading too much into the space of somebody else who's trying to eat. So he's really trying to be a gentleman, and it can be really hard, but he's doing a pretty good job right now. So another tip she has for us is, as much as you might want to run around after eating, it's important to let your stomach digest the food so you don't get sick. So her next tip is, she suggests doing something that doesn't require any running around. So we are going to have a little bit of devotions. So we're going to read some from the Bible. Yeah, do you want to read it today or do you want me to? Okay, I guess it's my turn. So I have this cool Bible that is called Beautiful Word, and I like it because it's got all kinds of really cool drawings all throughout, and we landed on this one today from Jeremiah 17, 7 through 8. Looks like Sadie's already started reading. Here we go. So it says, "But blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in him. They will be like a tree planted by the water that sends out its roots by the stream. It does not fear when heat comes. Its leaves are always green. It has no worries in a year of drought and never fails to bear fruit." And this is the picture that goes along with it. And this is really cool. Don't you think, Sadie? I like that verse because right now we're kind of in a drought, aren't we? It's not really a time of great, exciting things happening, but we have to learn to trust in God. It's a good lesson for the day, isn't it? Yeah, it's a good way to start our day. We're trusting in God. As you can see, Sadie's next tip is, when you're waiting for the sun to come out or to digest, sometimes it's good just to go ahead and take a nap. So she looks like she's decided to take a nap, and sometimes she likes to make the perfect bed. So we'll see if she does that. Looks like she's going to wrestle around a little bit before she sleeps. But In an earlier video, I had mentioned that Jack Russells, or maybe I didn't, well, they really like to dig. They were bred for digging through gopher holes. So here's a prime example of Jack Russell's digging. So this is an older quilt, but several years ago, she decided to make the perfect bed, and through that process, she dug and ripped this blanket right here. So right now, it's a designated Sadie blanket. So part of her perfect bed making involves a lot of her digging her head into pillows or covers. So she was doing that a little bit ago, and she likes to keep her head perched up. I don't know if that's a characteristic of all dogs, but this one definitely, if she's not buried her head under a blanket, she likes to have it perched up on top of a pillow or a pillow she makes out of blankets. So I suppose another tip from Sadie would be, it's important to recognize when you need to take a break. And right now she's taking a break, and she's not worried about all the other things that she has on her to-do list. Right now, only thing she's focusing on is relaxing and resting, and that's part of a healthy life. So of course we can't talk about tips from Sadie without recognizing a very important trait about dogs. They like to go outside. So this is Sadie just reminding everybody that it's important to go outside, get some fresh air, and really just take the time to enjoy it. Not just running around, but really paying attention to what's around us. I don't think we don't take enough time to appreciate the small things in life. So it's a little chilly today, and normally one of Sadie's tips is to make sure to check the weather before you go outside to see if you need a coat. But as you can see, she's not wearing one right now. So dogs have an extra layer of fur that basically acts like a coat. I mean, we have some coats because we think it's, well, I think it's cute to put her in coats, which she doesn't like. So, but yeah, dogs are basically built for chillier weather and don't need coats like humans do. Along with getting daily exercise, windy. It's important to, like I said, we're noticing the little things around us, but it's also important to kind of stop and process what you've discovered about the world around you and make decisions based on that. So since she's blind, as I've mentioned, she has to stop and sniff around to see if, she just ran into one of these little lights. So she's stopping, she's processing, she's realizing that she can't go forward anymore because otherwise she'll bump into that light thing again. So take the time, process what's going on around you before you just barrel ahead. And we know it's cliche, but it's important to stop and, literally smell the roses. Now, we know that this rose bush hasn't budded yet, but she recognizes she sees the potential. I guess that would be another tip from Sadie, is notice the potential, not only smell the roses, but notice the potential something has. Just because it looks like this doesn't mean it's going to grow into something, doesn't mean it's not going to grow into something beautiful later on. Yeah, and she does a really good job with that. She sees the true potential within. And of course, we can't just play all day and sleep all day, although this girl would like to. But she recognizes it's important to know when it's time to stop playing and do your work. So right now, she's about ready to do her read naturally for the day, and she's going to be reading. Looks like she's reading about wild animals. Well, that's perfect. But, Sadie, we can't read yet. Something's missing. You're not prepared for class. Let's see. What's missing? Yep. So Sadie had left her glasses in the other room, And it's super important that she be prepared in the future because she leaves her glasses all over the place and she's not going to be ready to read until she puts her glasses on. So Sadie, I guess what she would say, her last tip would be, make sure you're prepared. Know where your materials are. She's not going to be ready to read without her glasses. Now I see she prepared for class. Yes. Good girl. I'm so glad you found those glasses. Yeah. So she's about ready to read her passage, so we're going to let her start reading. So we hope you enjoyed this video of Sadie's top tips for the day. So I'm sure she has more to share with us. So if she has any more that she wants to tell you guys about, then I'll let her make another video. But until then, say bye, Sadie. Bye.